Hello, Bacha Party. I hope you all are doing well. So, our today's topic of interest is management of natural resources. So, basically, today in this video, we am going to elaborate you more basically about the forest and wildlife. Management of natural resources is very crucial, very important for us. This must be maintained. So, basically, conservation of forest and wildlife is necessary to protect the biodiversity. If you want to protect the biodiversity, then you must conserve the forest and wildlife. This is important because loss of biodiversity leads to ecological balance. Means if the biodiversity is getting lost, then this leads to ecological imbalance. But any conservation effort for forest and wildlife must keep the interest of all stakeholders in mind. Basically, the local peoples play a very crucial role in forest conservations. There are many examples which suggest that involvement of local communities is necessary for the conservation effect. The Bishnoi community, if we're talking about the Bishnoi community of Rajasthan, is one such example. Amrita Devi Bishnoi is still remembered with reverse for the way she brought for protecting the Khizri trees in Khizravali village. That means she, along with 363 other people, sacrificed her life for the protection of Khizri trees in 1731. The Amrita Devi Bishnoi National Award for Wildlife Conservation has been named in her honor. There are many other examples how the local community is involved and they get the honor on the behalf of their work. So another example is one of the nomadic herders of the Himalayas. The nomadic herder used to graze their animals near the Great Himalayan National Park. Every summer, the nomadic people brought their herd down the valley so that the sheep could get plenty of grass to eat. So, when the national park was made, in that area, the nomadic herder was stopped from grazing their sheep in a protected area. Now, in the absence of grazing by the sheep, the grasses grow very tall in a region. That means अगर उन्होंने क्या किया था वहां पे कि अपनी शिप से वो क्या कराते थे कि वो शिप का खाना जो होता था वो वहां की घास होती थी। अब वो अगर वहां पे ऐसा पॉसिबल नहीं हो पा रहा, नहीं करने दे रहे, तो वहां पे क्या हो रहा है, जो ग्रास है वो बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ती जा रही है। कब? इन एब्सेंस ऑफ ग्रेजिंग बाय द शिप्स। तो अब वो ग्रास टॉल हो रही है, बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ रही है और वापस क्या हो रही है, वो गिर रही है बढ़ने की वजह से। टॉल ग्रासेस फॉल्स ओवर एंड प्रिवेंट फ्रेश ग्रोथ ऑफ ग्रास। दैट मीन्स अगर वो नीचे गिर रही है तो फ्रेश जो ग्रास की ग्रोथ थी वो नहीं हो पा रही थी। दिस शो दैट द एक्सक्लूडिंग एंड alienating the local people from forest, proper conservation efforts cannot be carried out. If you want to conserve the forest, then these all local communities' interest must be concerned. Next is very famous, that is the Chipko movement. In Hindi version, that is Chipko Andolan. The Chipko movement began in early 1980s from a small village. एक छोटे से गांव से इसकी शुरुआत हुई थी, रेनी इन ए ग्रेवाल डिस्ट्रिक्ट। वहां पे एक वुमेन थी, उन्होंने क्या किया, विलेज की जो ट्रीज थी उनको हक करके खड़ा होना स्टार्ट कर दिया, जस्ट टू प्रिवेंट देम कि कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स जो थे उनको वहां से रिमूव ना कर पाए, डिफोरेस्टेशन ना हो। तो उन्होंने क्या किया करने लगी कि वो ट्रीज को हक करके खड़ी होगी। तो चिपको मूवमेंट लेटर स्प्रेड टू अदर पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया. इट हैड बीन इंस्ट्रूमेंटल इन स्टॉपिंग डिफोरेस्टेशन टू ए लार्ज एक्सटेंट. दैट मीन्स बाद में ये ना इंडिया के हर एक पार्ट में स्प्रेड आउट हो गया, तो वहां पे पेड़ों को बचाने के लिए लोग ऐसा ही करने लगे. सो नेक्स्ट इज योर अरेबरी एग्जाम्पल ऑफ पीपल पार्टिसिपेशन इन फॉरेस्ट मैनेजमेंट. In 1972, the Forest Department realized its mistake while reviving the degraded salt forest of Arabri Forest Range. Arabri Forest lies in Midnapur district of West Bengal. The earlier method of policing and surveillance were a total failure, as they often led to frequent clashes with local people. It also led to alienation of people from the conservation program. Then came a forest officer named A.K. Banerjee, who was a real visionary. He involved local people in the revival of 1272, that means 1272 hectares of forest. Inland of the villagers were given up, employed in surveillance and harvest, and were also allowed to gather firewood and fodder against nominal payment. Due to active participation of the local community, that was remarkable. revival of the Arabri salt forest. By 1983, the value of the forest rose to rupees 12.5 crore. So this is really remarkable. So this is all about the management of natural resources in case of forest and wildlife.